person other than the applicant wishing to speak before the committee tonight must fill out a registration slip, which can be found outside either of the doors. You could turn them in here at the desk. Battery on it. Should be ready. See the battery on it. Remember that.
Just gotta talk loud.
The batteries are right in there.
Just talk loud.
There's not one in there?
Space is empty. The space here.
Sorry.
You're
All right, I will call this meeting of the Waushara County Planning and Zoning Committee to order. This meeting will begin with a public hearing. Anyone other than the applicant or their representative wishing to speak must register and submit the registration slip to the Deputy Zoning Director here at this time. Following the hearing, we will conduct our monthly business meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the hearing. The applicant and town board will be sent a copy of tonight's decisions. Any other person wishing to receive a copy of a decision could sign the sheet on the table at the front of the room. Those of you wishing immediate knowledge of the outcome of these proceedings may call the county zoning office tomorrow morning. The procedure we will follow for hearing each application is as follows. After the application is read, the applicant, their agent, or representative will be asked to present their application, followed by any questions or comments from the committee. Then all correspondence will be read. Then others in favor will have a chance to speak. Anyone objecting will then have a chance to speak. I will then ask for a summary of the committee's field observations and any staff comments. Finally, the applicant will be allowed a chance for a short rebuttal if they wish. Anyone wishing to speak should use a microphone, state their name, and direct their comments to the committee. I ask that all testimony be kept brief, no more than 5 minutes, and to the point. If you are testifying as a nearby landowner, please tell us where your property is located relative to the subject property. Tonight's hearing will be recorded, and the recording will become part of the record. Comments that are based on hearsay or secondhand information, as well as slanderous or prejudicial remarks, will be ruled out of order. The committee has looked at all of the properties, and the record will reflect these observations. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this committee has 10 days from the filing of tonight's decision to make an appeal to circuit court. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 10-day period. I will now introduce the committee. Opposite, we have Patrick King, Robert Wadel, John Van Amegren. Next to me is Bart Peterson. I'm Dave Waushara, Deputy Zoning Director, Kyle Kutcher, and Becky Hubach is our acting secretary tonight. First item on the agenda is a conditional use application for Travis and Jessica Mertens of Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. They have made an application for a conditional use in accordance with sections 58-236, paragraph 17, and 58-454, paragraph 27 of the Waushara County Zoning Code to store a 2022 Keystone Hideout 29-foot travel trailer in the AG General Agricultural Zone. Location is an approximate 10-acre parcel of land known as the southwest quarter of the southwest quarter. That is part of Lot 1, CSM 5416, Section 19, Township 18 North, Range 11 East, Town of Marion. Is the applicant present? If you come on up. And just give us a brief synopsis of what you're looking to do on the site.
Just looking to put a camper on our vacant land that we have right now.
All right. Does anybody in the committee have any questions? You were provided images, pictures of the site visit. Anybody have any questions?
I got a question. Is this, you're just storing this here? You're gonna use the camper as a camper at this?
I think the plans would be to use it
You will be using it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hunting property.
basically, yeah.
Sort of bathroom facilities are gonna have.
The compost toilet, we have one of those, I think it's called.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. You may have a seat. We'll go through some information, and if we have any need for a rebuttal, we'll give you an opportunity for that. So any correspondence?
No correspondence.
Anyone registered to speak? Nope. All right, staff comments then, please.
Okay, the subject property, 11.21 acres, created in 2005. Looks like it was recently logged too. It's really thick in there. We don't have much record on anything on this property besides back in 2017, there was a violation for a travel trailer that was parked there, but that was removed shortly after we contacted them. Seeking approval for store the camper. They had two options. They want to have it 700 feet from the south, from Cypress Avenue, and 100 feet from the lot line. We don't have any problem with, it's pretty screened at this time. Todd and I and Josh, we went out there on Wednesday and photographed it. They had two locations marked. They had two options. Option one was up by or in the back on your site plan. And option two was up towards the front. We had concerns about the one up by the front because it didn't meet 100-foot setback from the lot line. Option one is way back in the woods. So it's kind of confusing on where the lot line was, but we see a corner marker up in the front and could trace it down, and pretty good spot where they can put it in option one. Like I said, we reviewed the application. Option one is located ideally situated in the back of the property. It's adequately screened from view from the neighbors. There's a lot of thick vegetation growing there. While the committee will be making a recommendation, the staff, we're recommending approval of the conditional use for the 2022 Keystone Hideout in the town of Marion.
Thank you. Do you feel you need to rebut anything that was mentioned?
Nothing.
All right.
Why did you have the two options? Because on the site plan was just option one, which was back, but you just
I
figured,
think my husband marked it just in case the first one.
yeah.
The first one is where we were thinking, but if there was an issue, then I think that's why he marked the option two.
As a hunter myself, I'm
Yeah.
wondering, parking in the middle of your property kind of would scare the deer, but to be 100 feet off the lot line, you kind of get a little bit further back.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what he was thinking too.
Stay in your camper until the morning,
All right. Then next on the agenda, we have a conditional use. Malin and Dorothy Miller of Hancock, Wisconsin have made an application for a conditional use in accordance with section 58-454, paragraph 23 of the Waushara County zoning code to raise or keep 10 or more animal units on 5 acres or less land, increasing the maximum allowed from 900 chickens to 2,700 chickens in an AG5 general agricultural 5-acre zone. Location is an approximate 3.2 acre parcel of land known as part of the southeast quarter of the southwest quarter, Lot 1, CSM 1037, Section 34, Township 19 North, Range 9 East, Town of Deerfield, address 9 North, 2643 County Road B. And the applicant, if you'd please come forward.
Mela, can you come up and kind of put some questions?
And if you could just give us a brief synopsis of what you're gonna do there.
We're thinking about putting 2,700 chickens in the front shed, and the dead birds are gonna go to the semi sparrow, and bluebirds are gonna go in What the state picked up.
Any questions from the committee?
You had mentioned that there was gonna be a fenced in area for the chickens to go outside of the building. Is that true?
Yes,
And how big was that area?
50 by 80.
Any other committee questions? And you know where your property lines are? Ben?
Yes,
Have you had a survey done recently or
when we bought it, which
you did? Okay. All right, you can have a seat. And if we have any, if you need a rebuttal, we'll ask you to come back up. Any correspondence?
The zoning office had a couple of conversations with Tom Whaley, the town chairman of town of Deerfield. Tom stated that the town had reviewed the matter and the board's concern over the sheer number of chickens proposed, as well as the unsightliness of the existing property. The town board, however, is aware of the state and county requirements and understands that the conditional use can't be denied unless you can meet or cannot be denied unless you meet all code requirements. They do feel comfortable with the conditions as laid out as a staff report, but would like to also add a condition that the property be maintained in a neat and orderly manner.
Anyone registered to speak for or against?
No.
Right, then staff comments.
The property is located northwest corner of County Road B and County Road Y on a 2.67 acre lot that was created back in 1982. With most of the structures predate county zoning, with the exception of the detached garage that was built in 1991. The county also issued a sanitary permit for replacement septic in 2009. The applicants are now requesting to increase the maximum number of animal units that would be allowed 900 to 2,700. That's why they're doing the conditional use. Per the attached documents, the poultry will be housed in one of the larger accessory structures on the lot. It should be noted that the applicants have submitted plans to increase the size of that structure from 40 by 80 to 40 by 100. As the office received the land use permit for a 20 by 40 addition. Per the narrative, the manure is slated to be picked up every 14 months and brought to Flight Farm. Feed is coming every month, with eggs going out every 2 weeks. Any affected birds will be picked up by the state. Staff has met with Mr. Miller and have reviewed the aforementioned request in regard to the compliance of NR 151 and have found that we're fully compliant with that manure management standpoint. And Josh from Land Conservation has had some conversations with them. Plan and Zoning Committee visited the property recently on Wednesday, August 20th, and were generally supportive of the request. The committee found that the property was well maintained, but wanted to make sure that the applicant follows all directives and conditions as laid out in the report. Should the applicant not comply with said standards, the committee can bring the conditional use back up for possible rescission. Staff has reviewed the request, and while we originally questioned what appears to be an excessive number of poultry being brought on the lot, our land conservation personnel reviewed the request and found it to be in full compliance with NR 151. We also believe that since the animals will be confined in a structure and plans are put forth to not dispose of the manure, or not to only dispose of manure, but also the dead diseased animals in accordance with county and state code statute, there should be no detrimental impact around surrounding properties. While the committee will be making a recommendation of this request later, staff is recommending approval of the conditional use request to raise up to 10 or more chicken on a 5 acre, or 10 or more animal units on 5 acres of land, increasing the maximum amount to 900 to 2,700 in AG5 zone in the town of Deerfield.
Mr. Miller, anything you want to rebut? No? Next on the agenda, we have a request for a zone change Andrew Miller, of Miller Ventures LLC, Coloma, Wisconsin, has made an application for a zone change in accordance with section 58-131 through 58-138, 58-451, and 58-661 of the Waushara County zoning code from CG General Commercial to AG General Agricultural for an existing single-family dwelling. Location is an approximate 1 acre parcel of land known as part of the northwest quarter of the northwest quarter, west of the abandoned Wisconsin Central Railway Company, section 23, township 18 north, range 8 east, town of Coloma, and 1296 County Road CH. Is the applicant present? Yes. You can come on up and just give us a brief synopsis of what you're looking to do there with that zone change.
So it's a property I bought and I was looking to do a refinance on the banks kept complaining about it being zoned commercial but used residential. So I did some digging. I found it had been used commercial a long time ago. I can't find very many people who even remember it. Everybody else, like, it's always been residential. So I said, why don't we change the zoning to what it's being used for?
Any committee members have questions? All right, you can have a seat. Any correspondence?
Yes, the zoning office received a letter dated July 1st, 2025, indicating the town has requested no objections, and I'll read it into the record quick. Says, the town of Coloma has no objection to rezone request made by Andrew Miller for a zone change from CG to AG in an existing single family dwelling. Property is approximately 1 acre of land known as part of the northwestern quarter, section 23, town 18, range 8 east, town of Coloma. If you have any questions, please contact me. Sincerely, Rich Jackson, the chairman for town of Coloma. So they're for it.
All right. Nobody's registered to speak either way? No. All right, and then staff comments.
Yep. The county maintains very little information about this original home and sanitary for this property. But talking to some town supervisors and the locals, apparently this was a beer depot liquor store way back when, and had a small living quarters. These types of development, commercial in the front, living in the back, were quite common back then. However, since that time, it's been used as a single family residence for we consider probably more than 40 years. It should also be pointed out, while the property is zoned commercial, it appears the county has issued permits back in 1988 and early 90s for replacement septic as a residential use and building permits to expand the living quarters of the home. Given the existing and historic uses of the structure, the current landowner is now seeking to change it to reflect the actual use of the property. Plan zoning committee visited the property on the recent onsite on Wednesday, August 20th, 2025, and were generally supportive of the zone change request. They too believed that this change in the zoning to AG, general agricultural, will be better keeping with the surrounding land uses and existing use of the building. Staff has reviewed this request and believes the zone change request is keeping with the area and more accurately reflects the surrounding zoning. Proposed change would essentially eliminate spot zone in an isolated commercial zoning designation. As illustrated in the attached zoning maps, the lot is bounded by residential R2 in the village of Coloma zoning to the north and west. We have, township property, which is zoned general ag. This request should no way pose a detrimental effect on the adjacent land uses. While the committee will be making a recommendation on this request later in the evening, staff is recommending approval of the zone change from CG to AG, an existing family dwelling. And I just kind of think it really cleans it up because having these spot zones can be dangerous, as we've learned on other properties.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Miller, do you feel you need to rebut anything that was said? No. All right, then. With that, then we'll close the public hearing portion of the meeting and we'll move into our business portion of the meeting. Roll call has been taken. Gentlemen, you've been provided a copy of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve that agenda.
Motion to approve.
Motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. You've also been provided a copy of the minutes from yesterday's meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, motion, do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, that passes. No unfinished business. We'll now begin taking action on public hearing applications. The first that we have to consider tonight is for Travis and Jessica Mertens. It's the travel trailer on the 11.21 acres of vacant land in the town of Marion. Gentlemen, do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Art, would you please read the reasons?
Requested application, if approved, will be consistent with the spirit and intent of the zoning code and will not be contrary of any public interest because after reviewing the application and considering all related testimony, the application, if approved, with conditions will not harm the public or neighboring land uses. Excuse me. The visibility is good at the driveway location and there are no public safety issues. The proposal matches the lot and available area. Therefore, the requested application, if approved, the following conditions shall apply. The development must be in substantial compliance with the site plan, option 1, and testimony provided at the public hearing. All other required setbacks and all other codes must be complied with. Adequate parking must be provided. Driveway shall meet all required codes, including fire and access code requirements to provide for access by emergency vehicles. In addition, the driveway shall provide good visibility and a turnaround area to prevent backing into the roadway. The applicant will allow agents of Waushara County to access the property to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. The trailer must be kept licensed and roadworthy at all times. No additions, attachments, or permanent foundations are allowed. The trailer must be located at least 100 feet from all lot lines. The trailer shall be located so that it is not visible from neighboring properties or public road. The trailer must be, the trailer must be served by adequate sanitary facilities separate from those provided in the trailer. The travel trailer must be used in accordance with camping trailer, travel trailer, or mobile camper standards per section 58-236-17 of this county zoning ordinance. The zoning office shall annually inspect the trailer to ensure compliance with these conditions.
All right, gentlemen, and having a motion and a second and hearing the reasons and conditions, I will call for a roll call vote. Mr. King. Mr. Waddle.
Yes.
Approved. John.
Yes.
And yes, congratulations. You've been approved for your conditional use for your trailer. Next, we have to consider the conditional use request for Malin and Dorothy Miller. Gentlemen, do you have a motion? Motion to approve. We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have a second? And John, would you read the reasons?
After reviewing the application and considering all related testimony, the application, if approved with conditions, will not harm the public or neighboring land use. The proposal matches the lot and the available area. Therefore, the requested application, if approved, the following conditions shall apply. The development must be in substantial compliance with a site plan and testimony provided at the public hearing. All other required setbacks and other codes must be complied with. All permits must be obtained for any addition or to accessory structures, including land use and buildings for electrical. The applicant will allow agents of the Waushara County access to the property to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. The applicant is responsible for complying with Wisconsin Administrative Code NR 151, agricultural performance standards, manure management prohibitions, and county manure storage requirements. The applicant is responsible for complying with any other applicable regulations, including any Wisconsin DATCAP licensing and codes, and shall operate the premises in accordance with those regulations and abide by all applicable rules and regulations. The property shall be maintained in a neat and orderly manner at all times. Failure to comply with any of the required conditions of the notice of decision may result in termination of the conditional use and removal of the chickens.
Thank you. Gentlemen, having a motion in a second and hearing the reasons and conditions. Is there any other questions or comments? Otherwise, I will ask for a roll call vote. Mr. King,
Yes, approved.
Mr. Wade,
No.
Mr. Van Amergen,
Approve.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
and myself, yes. Congratulations. You've got your conditional use for your chickens, Mr. Miller. And finally, our last item on the agenda is the zone change request for Andrew Miller, Miller Ventures, Coloma, Wisconsin. Gentlemen, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve. Do we have a second? Second. Bob, would you please read for us the reasons?
After reviewing the application and considering all related testimony, the application, if approved with conditions, will not harm the public or neighboring land uses. There are no public safety issues. The proposal matches the goals of the zone and maintains suitable area for residential development. Therefore, the required application, if approved, the following conditions shall apply. The development must be in substantial compliance with the site plan and testimony provided at the public hearing. All required setbacks must be complied with and all other codes must be adhered to. Adequate parking must be provided. All driveways shall meet all required codes, including fire and access code requirements to provide for access by emergency vehicles. In addition, the driveway shall provide good visibility and a turnaround area to prevent backing onto the road. The applicant will allow agents of Waushara County access to the property to ensure compliance with all applicable regulations. The application is now forwarded to the Waushara County Board of Supervisors and the Town Board of Coloma for their consideration.
All right, gentlemen, having a motion and a second, hearing the reasons and conditions. I'll ask for a roll call vote. Mr. King? Yes. Mr. Wade,
Yes, approved.
Mr. Van Amergen,
Approve.
Mr. Peterson,
Yes.
and I approve. Congratulations, you've made it through step 1 of 3 for a rezone. You'll have to, it'll go to the County Board of Supervisors for their approval and for the Town Board for their approval as well. All right, next, any requests for extensions?
No, we don't.
Any minor changes?
No.
A review? No meeting next month? No meeting next month? All right, gentlemen, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
Thank you.